I met my ex-boyfriend when I was 22, he was 24. It was during lockdown and I didn't know he had a ketamine addiction. When we first got together, he was really nice, he was really kind. He bought me lots of things and made effort with me, and we saw each other all the time. So I fell in love quite quickly. I first realised ketamine was becoming a problem after the first day of him lying to me about it. I got quite upset when I found out he was lying about it, and he felt really bad and told me the truth. And I think he saw me soften and kind of realised that he could probably just get away with doing it like a lot more. So after we moved out into our own flat, it would become more regular. And because we were in our own space, I did start to get quite upset with him and, would tell him, I don't want you to do this. I actually hid his shoes once because I thought if he doesn't have his shoes, he can't go and get the drugs. So he started to get manipulative with me and with the way that he would get it. He would actually organise to get it before he came back from work quite a lot so that I couldn't have a say in the matter. He would just already have it or already have taken some. He would buy me alcohol, we'd go out for dinner, he'd buy me a drink, and then we'd go to a bar and I'd have another drink, and then he would use that as an excuse to buy drugs. After I kind of realised that that was going on, he then started to get quite angry. He wouldn't talk to me if I said no or I didn't want to engage in any activity because I knew it was just him trying to sweeten me up to be able to go and get drugs. It was probably around 3 years of us being together. He started to get quite physically abusive. It was it wasn't him anymore. It was a completely different person to the person that I met. The reason that I stayed for so long was because he always told me he didn't want to do it anymore. Every time he would do it, he would just cry. He would be so upset. We'd both cry together. The thing is with ketamine as well, when they are on it, you don't have any communication because they can't talk to you. So for 4 years, it was like I was just living on my own. Even though he was there, it was so isolating because I couldn't really talk to anyone about it. It was just me and him. Before all of this with my ex, I had experienced ketamine before, but from friends and not to the extent that I'd seen with my ex. I'd seen people using it at festivals. It's never really appealed to me because the way people described it to me as getting wonky, and a lot of them couldn't really move. So for me, that was just not something I wanted to do. It had always been sort of a party thing. I'd never known anyone to do it at home, just at festivals really. And then when I finally saw the effects and I learned how bad it is for your bladder, I experienced my ex having severe K cramps. I'd be asleep in bed and I'd wake up at 3 in the morning to him screaming. He'd have the hottest baths. He used to have burn marks all over his belly from hot water bottles. My relationship was so good when we first met, and I just watched this substance literally just take away his whole personality. I just became his carer. I would be so scared if he was on it because he would just not know what he was doing. He'd just walk into something, or he'd send something stupid, or he'd do something on his phone and accidentally call someone, and I would just live in anxiety, worried that he was going to call someone and then they realise that he's doing it and it'd be my fault. He just became a shell. He didn't look the same as when I first met him, but I stayed because he would always tell me that he would change, and he didn't want to do it anymore, and I could see how much it got to him that he was really suffering with this. I just wanted him to just get better, and I thought if I left, it would be me failing him. Going through this experience made me feel terrified, isolated, guilty, anxious, just on edge a lot, and just sad because I genuinely just loved him. And I just didn't get that back anymore. So I just stayed because I just wanted to look after him. So the whole relationship just felt like a transaction. I wanted to talk to people about it. I didn't seek any help for myself. If I knew there was help available for myself, then I would have reached out. But I think I felt not really worthy of any support just because of his family telling me like I should have left him, and I did feel guilty. Maybe I wasn't hard enough on him at the start, and I am quite a easygoing person, but I think it would have just been really helpful to go and speak to someone about it that knew what they were talking about, because everyone's got their opinions on it, and I think sometimes you just need someone to actually just be there to support you and make you feel like it's not actually your fault. And maybe that would have made me feel like I could have left. I just want to make people aware because I know it's really common, and I would hate to think someone else being in my position and losing their self in the relationship, because when I came out of that relationship there was like none of me left. And I've picked myself back up now and I'm all good. But yeah, it was a really horrible 4 years. If you're supporting someone using ketamine right now, just look after yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself. They won't stop using for you. You have to listen to your gut. And obviously it depends on how much they're using and how often, but if they're using it regularly, it's a very slippery slope. Substance use doesn't discriminate. Sometimes it's the people that you actually think are less likely to do it that are actually struggling with addiction.